The Israeli government is supposed to be the good guys, but all they do is kidnap people and torture them. Like pretty much every person that they've released from their military um, torture prisons, the people, all they talk about is how they've been abused by the IDF and tortured.
Abdul Qadir Jamal Tafesh can barely keep his eyes open or hold his head up. He says he's exhausted, not from lack of sleep, but from what he endured in 40 days of Israeli captivity.
They took me for interrogation. They confiscated my belongings and ID, then transferred me and others. We endured the worst forms of torture.
Abdul Qadir and others
The IDF and the Israeli government and defenders of the Israeli government want to claim that it's just these people being militarily detained, but it's these people are being kidnapped and tortured.
released on Friday say their horrors began when Israel besieged the Kamal Adwan hospital in North Gaza in December. Soldiers ordered their exit, beating and assaulting the sick and displaced. Some were detained and subjected to even harsher conditions.
The IDF is supposed to be the good guys, but they're assaulting sick people. That's not what good guys do.
There were rules. For example, you were not allowed to use the bathroom. You had to stand for 3 hours out of 4, and there were serious violations.
Other
Wow, wouldn't even let people use the bathroom? That is disgusting behavior.
Gazan detainees have reported being stripped, beaten with M16s, and burned with cigarettes. And while these detainees may be out of detention, they are still traumatized.
Yeah, these people are going to suffer from PTSD for the rest of their lives, and they're probably going to be re-kidnapped by the IDF because the IDF loves to release people and then just kidnap them again.
They say children, young women, and the elderly are still detained. And beyond that, they must still survive Israel's bombardment.
I said, my family is in the north. What should I do in the south? I have nothing in the south. No ID, no food, no drink. What should I do in Rafah? They said, no, it's currently forbidden in the security zone of Rafah. Stay in Rafah. I asked, how can I contact my family? How will they know if I'm alive or dead? This is a problem. We don't know what to do. The clothes
The IDF is definitely acting more like Nazis than anybody else in like recent times. Uh, the IDF is just disgusting on how they treat people, and we're supposed to believe that they're the good guys when they torture people.
we are wearing have been on us for 40 days.
The UN, meanwhile, is reminding Israel of its obligations under international law.
Israel must take urgent steps to ensure that all those arrested or detained are treated in line with international human rights and international humanitarian law, norms, and standards.
But we all know that the Israeli government doesn't care about human rights, international law, or anything of the sort. The Israeli government has become completely fascist, and all they care about is killing as many Palestinians as possible.
Despite repeated warnings from the UN and the international community, arrests in the West Bank have soared above 6,000, while the amount of arrests in Gaza remain unknown, leading Palestinians to fear that their captors may never be held to account.
These people aren't being arrested, they're being kidnapped and tortured. That is what a terrorist government does, kidnap innocent people and tortures them. The Israeli government is just as bad or worse than Hamas.
Priyanka Navani, TRT World.